The Holy Grail, the cup Jesus used at the Last Supper. For 2,000 years, knights, kings, and archaeologists have searched for it. Crusades were fought, legends created, treasures claimed and debunked. So I decided to ask artificial intelligence. With access to millions of historical documents, archaeological records, and artifact analyses, could AI finally solve the mystery? The answer surprised me. This is what happens when you ask AI to find the Holy Grail. First, I needed to establish what we're looking for. According to Christian tradition, Jesus used a cup at the Last Supper when he shared wine with his disciples. After his death, this cup, the Holy Grail, supposedly became a sacred relic. But here's the first problem AI identified. There's no contemporary evidence. I fed AI every biblical text, every early Christian document, every historical record from the 1st century AD. The result? The Grail isn't mentioned anywhere. The Gospels describe the Last Supper, but none of them say what happened to the cup afterward. No apostles wrote about preserving it. No early Christian texts mention venerating it. AI's linguistic analysis found that the Holy Grail legend doesn't appear in literature until the 12th century, over 1,000 years after Jesus. Medieval romance stories suddenly featured knights searching for a sacred cup, King Arthur's Round Table, the Fisher King, mystical quests. AI's conclusion: the Grail legend is a medieval creation, not an ancient Christian tradition. So, where did the legend come from? AI cross-referenced thousands of medieval texts and found patterns. The Grail stories emerged during the Crusades, when European knights were in Jerusalem and fascinated by religious relics. The Knights Templar, warrior monks who protected Christian pilgrims, were allegedly connected to the Grail. Legends claim they discovered it in Jerusalem and brought it back to Europe. I asked AI to analyze every Templar document, financial record, and historical mention. Can we find evidence they possessed the Grail? AI processed hundreds of documents. The result? No mention of the Grail, no inventory records, no secret correspondence, nothing. AI did find references to Templar treasures, gold, religious artifacts, property holdings, but never a specific cup identified as the Holy Grail. When the Templars were disbanded in 1307, their assets were documented by authorities seizing their property. AI analyzed those records. Again, no Grail. The Templar Grail connection, according to AI's analysis, is entirely based on legends written centuries after the Templars fell. Next, I asked AI to evaluate physical artifacts claimed to be the Holy Grail. There are dozens. 3 are most famous. The Valencia Chalice, an ornate agate cup kept in a Spanish cathedral. AI's analysis of its composition dates it to the 1st century AD, making it chronologically possible. But there's no chain of custody proving it's the actual cup from the Last Supper. The Nanteos Cup, a wooden bowl from Wales said to have healing powers. AI's dating analysis found it's medieval, not from Jesus' time. Debunked. The Genoa Chalice, once thought to be carved emerald, brought back from the Crusades. AI's material analysis revealed it's Islamic glasswork from the medieval period. Also debunked. AI's pattern recognition identified something interesting. Most Holy Grails appeared during the medieval period, the exact time when Grail legends were popular. This suggests people were creating fake relics to match the stories. Then there's Rosslyn Chapel in Scotland. Built in the 15th century, it's covered in mysterious carvings. Templar symbols, biblical scenes, strange patterns. Some believe the chapel contains hidden chambers where the Templars hid the Grail. Ground-penetrating radar has detected vaults beneath the chapel. I asked AI to analyze the chapel's symbolism and architecture. Could there be hidden messages pointing to the Grail's location? AI's image recognition processed every carving, every symbol. The result? Conflicting interpretations. Some patterns match Templar symbolism. Others are standard Christian iconography. Some carvings appear to be purely decorative. AI found no consistent code or hidden message. When AI tried to cross-reference Rosslyn's symbols with known Templar records, it found more contradictions. The chapel was built 150 years after the Templars were disbanded. Any connection is speculative. So, I asked AI the ultimate question. Based on all available data, where is the Holy Grail most likely to be? AI generated probability maps using historical records, artifact locations, Templar movements, and pilgrimage routes. The results were scattered. Jerusalem, Rome, France, Scotland, Spain. No single location had a probability high enough to be definitive. AI's conclusion: if the Grail existed as a physical object, it was most likely a simple clay cup that either deteriorated over time or was lost during the centuries of war, conquest, and religious upheaval that followed Jesus' death. Here's what AI couldn't do. It couldn't determine intent, whether early Christians thought to preserve the cup. It couldn't fill gaps in historical records where documentation simply doesn't exist. It couldn't distinguish between genuine medieval accounts and later embellishments. AI is incredibly powerful. It can process millions of documents, cross-reference data, analyze artifacts with precision, but it can't create information that doesn't exist. The Holy Grail mystery persists not because we lack technology, but because we lack evidence. There are no contemporary records, no definitive artifacts, no unbroken chain of custody from the Last Supper to the present day. AI confirmed what historians have long suspected. The Holy Grail, as described in legend, is most likely a medieval myth, a powerful symbol of faith and adventure, but not a real object waiting to be discovered. Yet the search continues, because some mysteries endure not because they can't be solved, but because we want them to remain unsolved. The Holy Grail. 2,000 years of searching, millions of historical records, advanced artificial intelligence, and still, no definitive answer. What do you think? Could the Grail still be out there, or is it just a legend? Let me know in the comments, and if you want more ancient mysteries that even AI can't solve, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Because sometimes the past keeps its secrets, no matter how advanced our technology becomes.